Hello, my name's Gav Cross. I'm a storyteller. I love supernatural stories. This one is from Alfred Hitchcock's collection, Witch's Brew. These are read cold, live, on Twitch, and then I post them here. This story is called Blood Money by M. Timothy O'Keefe. Blood money. That's what some small-minded people call it. I've never understood people like that. It's as good a way as any to earn money and more painful than some. I'm what's known as a PD, or professional donor. I sell my blood to the highest bidder. Mine's a rare type, which only a few people in every 1,000 have. Some people consider me uncharitable for charging for it. I donated once during an emergency. Talk about a racket. The hospital called me in under some great humanitarian pretext, took my blood without paying me, and then turned around and sold it to some poor guy mangled in an accident. Most people think if they donate blood, it's also given free to the person who needs it. Not so. Unless you have a friend that's specifically designated to receive your blood, the blood is sold. So why give it away? I mean, everyone is entitled to a fair profit, but the hospitals are too much. The blood banks, however, are more honest. They at least pay you something, and it doesn't cost the patient any more. The person is charged the same, whether the hospital gets the blood free or purchased it. The trouble is, blood banks don't pay much. They've got costs in handling and storing, so they pay only a part of what it's really worth. And since you're supposed to give blood every 6 to 8 weeks, it isn't any sort of way to get rich fast. It just brings in a little spending money. That's why I was very interested to see the ad in the morning papers. Some research outfit was willing to pay very high prices to donors who have special blood types, as much as $100 a week if you signed a contract to donate to them regularly. So naturally, I had to reply. I've never seen anyone offer that much money before for blood. That was a deal I wanted in on. I went down for them to run some preliminary tests. They said I looked promising, but then I would need to come back at 9 that evening, so I could be tested further and interviewed by the chief of research. He was going to be too busy to see me before then. So here I am, sitting in the waiting room of the blood bank, waiting to see the guy. $100 a week for almost nothing, but staying alive, and that's more than I could earn at some jobs. "Doctor can see you now, Mr. Ashbury." At last the nurse takes me down a winding hallway and into a small, well-lit room. She has me take off my coat, roll up my sleeves, then straps me to a table, which is something new. "Why the straps?" I ask. "So you won't run away." She laughs, leaves, closing the door. A real comic, that one. I hear a noise behind me, and a fat, cheerful-looking fellow is getting the needle ready to stick in my arm. He looks like he really enjoys his work. "Are you the chief of research?" I asked. "I'm supposed to deal only with him." "Yes, Mr. Ashbury. I'm the man in charge. Now don't flinch." Wasn't that painless? I've got to admit he did it well, not like some guys who try over and over to pierce the vein like it was made of plastic. I always feel a little squeamish when the blood starts to flow through the tubes into the container. But I found that if I watch it for a few seconds to reassure myself I'm not going to bleed to death, I feel a lot better. It is kind of scary to see all that life pouring out of you. The doctor seemed to be watching just as intently, maybe a little too intently. "Excuse me, Doc, but do you feel okay? You seem to be sweating." The doctor seemed to be watching. He wipes away a small trickle of saliva from his mouth and smiles an apology. "I haven't had breakfast yet. I was still waiting for you. But evidently, I'm hungrier than I thought. I'll just get a snack until you're ready." With that, he goes over to the small refrigerator by the desk and takes out a small vial of red liquid and drinks it. Suddenly, I don't feel so well. That wasn't any grape juice he just drunk. I've been in this business too long not to know the real stuff. "Damn," I say, I think I want to leave." I reach for the strap across my chest, but I can't unbuckle it with just one hand. He's at my side in an instant, pulling my hand away. That is unforgivable of me. I should have offered you a drink. How about a Bloody Mary? You can't fool me, I shout. That was whole blood you just drank. What kind of fiend are you? I gulp. I think I know. Only one thing I've heard of as a breakfast like that this time of the evening. Maybe I'll have that drink. How about a screwdriver? Excellent, he says. I have some fresh orange juice just squeezed this afternoon. He smiles. We like to have everything around here nice and fresh. As he's fixing me a screwdriver, I notice he's also putting a little vodka in another vial with red liquid for himself. If he's trying to fool me, it's too late. I know. Are you going to kill me? I ask. This may be more sanitary than biting me in the neck, but it can drain me just as dry, and you can store what you don't need of me in the refrigerator until tomorrow, just like you did to that poor fellow. I look around the room closely for the first time. It's been soundproofed, so no one can hear my screams. There aren't any windows. There's no way I can call for help. Then I remember that the nurse said when she strapped me in, they're all in on this. He looks at me with some concern. I can see you don't understand at all. Why would I want to kill you? That would only defeat my purpose in bringing you here. He brings a chair over to sit next to me while we have our drinks. He raises the head of the table so I don't choke to death when I swallow, which seems a funny way of postponing the inevitable. I don't mean for this to be such a shock to you. I'd hoped to break it to you gradually. I was simply hungrier than I realized. But that makes you a vampire, or a ghoul, or something. A vampire, yes. But please don't confuse me with some of that other despicable trash. They have absolutely no class. Imagine eating a corpse. It's enough to make you ill. A revolting, barbaric habit. Somehow I think I'm hearing things. His ways. Any betters? I won't let you keep me here trapped to raise me like a fat pig to be butchered off slowly. I'll kill myself first, I tell him, bravely. He shakes his head sadly. No, not you too. I can see you've been seeing too many old horror movies. Bram Stoker did a great disservice to my race when he wrote that stupid Dracula. It's filled with so many inaccuracies about our habits. I'm not surprised you're upset. It makes me so mad. I could turn him over in his grave. Your fangs? Where are your fangs? I know how you finish off your victims. That old legend still. We haven't had fangs for centuries. I was once just as human as you are, Mr. Ashbury. Can you imagine yourself continually wearing a set of fangs? You'd cut your lips to shreds, and you would have to sleep with your mouth open, which would be entirely too dangerous. The snoring might attract attention to your hiding place while you slept through the day. He walks over to his desk, opens a drawer, and pulls out a set of what looks like fangs. Through the normal evolutionary pattern, we have lost the need for fangs, as we become more specialized in the way we secure blood. These, however, are still kept for emergencies. You can never tell when you might be in a pinch sometime and you need to put the bite on somebody. He slips the false fangs into his mouth. I have to admit, they look uncomfortable. If you're out of practice, they could hurt you severely. But you have to sleep during the day, I say. That's part right. That's why you couldn't see me till tonight. If you get caught in the sun, you'll crumble to dust, I say. Yes, though I don't know why you humans take such pride in being able to endure the sun. It dries your skin rather badly and causes it to age prematurely. It just works faster on us. By now, I'm really intrigued in what he's telling me. I even get a little carried away. Change yourself into a bat? I want to see that. He shakes his head, sadly. It's been so long since I tried that I'm not sure I could anymore. It's too dangerous these days. It's too easy to impale yourself on a television antenna. Plus, the quality of the air up there is awful. Not like the old days when it was a real joy to go for a spin. It's got so bad, he continues, that if I wanted to go to the beach, people would start shooting at me because they think I might carry rabies. Being a vampire isn't as much fun as it used to be. For some reason, I feel a little sorry for him. I mean, somehow it isn't fair. He can't help what he is. Then why do you keep it at all? If it's got so bad, why not give up? He took another sip of his drink before answering. I've thought about it sometimes. But I've been at this for so long, I've grown used to it. Let's face it, after you've been a vampire, what's left? Once that's over, you're really finished. I nodded slowly. There's a lot of truth to that. Why do you want me? How am I supposed to be part of all this? He came over to check my needle before answering. Just a bit more, and that will be all for this time, he said reassuringly. Don't worry, Mr. Ashbury. What I have to offer you is a straight business proposition. Vampires have had to become modern with the times. No more skulking around parks and preying on young women. Too much bad publicity. Besides, would you care to walk alone through some of our city parks? They're just not safe anymore. I now have an opening, and I need a new man like you. I could use some new blood, you might say. He chuckles. One of my donors recently passed away. I assure you I had nothing to do with it, and I need a replacement. He stopped suddenly. Do you realize how much blood a vampire needs to keep going, Mr. Ashbury? I tell him I hadn't thought about it much. We need at least 2 pints of fresh whole blood every day. It's quite a lot. Furthermore, I can drink only a special quality of blood due to some sort of deficiency in my metabolism. It's like some of you humans can't eat sugar because it might prove fatal. In the same way, I can only drink certain types of blood. You might be interested to know that only 0.5% of the population has your kind of blood. Finally, I think I see what he's driving at. He smiles at my understanding. Now, I think you're beginning to comprehend. It would be foolish for me to drain anyone completely. It would only dry up my supply. Eventually, there will be no one left. I, too, would die. So you see, it's just as much in my interest to keep you living as it is yours to remain that way. I need you alive, Mr. Ashbury. And I need you wanting to give me some of your blood every 8 weeks. He walks round to stand directly over me. What I'm doing is simple. I've contracted you with a sizable group of people to come here periodically to give me a pint of blood. In return, I pay you $100 a week as long as you continue to donate. There are no strings. There's one thing I must insist on, and that is you be honest with me. If anyone else offers you more to start supplying them, come to me, and I will raise the price. You mean there's more of you who work like this? Of course, Mr. Ashbury. This blood bank is just a front. Who do you think supplies others of my kind? Why do you think no one has heard of vampires for years? We have become modern. It makes sense, I say. You have to earn a living some way to be able to pay your blood bill. It must be rather expensive. It is. And there aren't too many options on the kind of employment we night people have. They all pay far too little for what I require. Would you believe that I was once a night watchman in a hospital? I had to give it up when they caught me drinking on the job. There was just so much available, I couldn't resist the taste. It was like working in a candy factory. It was too much of a good thing to keep from sampling the product. Well, if this is how you want to stay alive, how do your friends make enough money to keep body and soul together? I winced and I realised what I just said. Vampires don't have souls. He took another drink, paused a moment before answering. I guess it's safe to tell you if you're going to be one of us. You are, aren't you? For 100 a week? Are you kidding? Of course. Very well. You've heard of cat burglars before, haven't you? Well, my friends are bat burglars. Instead of sneaking through windows, across dangerous ledges, they simply fly down chimneys and steal the jewels. Then they bring them to me, and I fence them. It's kind of a bartering situation, really. Everyone ends up getting what he wants, including you, Mr. Ashbury. But what about the ones whose jewels are stolen? It doesn't do them much good. The insurance, of course. Most of them file a claim for more than their stuff is worth. They don't suffer. It keeps up the demand for insurance, too, since everyone is afraid they might be the next victim. That's how the insurance companies keep getting so many new clients. You could almost say they're good for business. I shake my head. The way you explain it, the whole thing seems almost necessary for the economy. I glance at the tube draining the liquid from my arm. Don't you think that's enough? Yes, certainly. I wasn't paying attention. He pulls the needle from my arm and pours the liquid into another container. Now, Mr. Ashbury, here's your money. It's in cash, you'll notice. It's up to you whether you report it to the tax people. Now, that's all right. A toast, I suggest, to a lasting partnership, I say and drain my glass. To a long life, Mr. Ashbury. For both of us. Suddenly, I don't feel so good. That's me, he's just drunk. Blood Money by M. Timothy O'Keefe from Alfred Hitchcock's collection, Witch's Brew. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy that? Here, live, where I read it on Twitch, Pablo, who's 23, has just written fangs for that. Now, instead of writing thanks for that, they wrote fangs for that. It's quite a good pun. You could join in live with that as well. Some very, very nice people here. And Barry. And I've been doing this for some time and then popping it here on YouTube. You're welcome to join us 9 p.m. every Monday live. If not, a like and a subscription would be very welcome. And you can, well, there's lots of stories that I've read. Go through the collection. Talking of collection, all that donation conversation has made me thirsty. Good night.